Hi, my name is Chris. I'm coming to you from my stamping room in Worthington, Minnesota. Thanks so much, Kevin, for asking me to be a presenter. This will be my second time presenting, and it was so much fun last time I had to say yes. So, I am doing a card inspired by, oh my goodness, um, her name is Cindy Lee B Designs. And her name is Cindy Bramba. I just happened upon her on Pinterest today or yesterday when I was looking for an inspiration for my card. She doesn't actually have a name for this fold, and so if you do, please let me know. But a little shout out to her, and thanks for the inspiration. I'm going to turn my camera down and we will get started. I'm using, let me get that focused. There we go. And maybe a little higher. I know I want you to be able to see everything. All right, I will post a screenshot of this, but if you want to take a picture now, these are the basic pieces that I am starting with. Okay, so let's set these aside and let's talk about this for a second. This template was created by, I have it written here, Jill Olson. She's the longest running demo with the company, and I know that there are a variety of other ways of getting this cut right, but I loved the idea of having the template. So you need a 2.5 by 3.25 rectangle, and you're going to cut it corner to corner. One of these you will not use. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. Now I'm taking my half sheet of cardstock, scoring or making a nice score there, and then you're going to set this right in the corner, and I'm putting it in the folded corner. Okay, line that up the best you can, and again, I know I could mark this with a pencil and then erase it. I also know that I can put it into my trimmer, but the demonstration that I watched simply had done it that way. So you can see my score line there. Now I'm going to flip my card over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm also going to flip my template because I want the 90-degree angle in the corner where the fold is. Alright, and I'm just going to turn this so it's easiest at my angle to score this. You could use the tip of your take your pick tool also. Okay, set this aside because we're going to use it. Alright, we're going to zoom back in here a little bit, and hopefully I have solved the, sorry, oh, come on, there we go. I want my whole board in, but it's zooming in and out. Alright, so now I have those burnish lines on there. You can see them when I get them in the camera. Okay, and you're going to fold in. And it seems to me like when I start with one, the other one just kind of comes along. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little backhaul trick and bring in my trimmer and use that to line up those edges nicely. Okay. Oh, well, I didn't want that to happen. And that's the back of my paper. I've done that before. Have you guys ever done that where your label on your bone folder leaves a mark? We're going to go ahead and ignore it for now. Let me just bring in my little rubber eraser. Oh, perfect. Okay. Crisis averted. Alright, so this is our card base. This is strawberry slush, by the way. Alright, the next thing you need is your designer series paper. And it can be any color. If there's a directional pattern, you'll want to pay attention to that. And then, so 4 by 5 1/4, and 2 more pieces, either your white, very vanilla, basic beige, at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. You're going to take all 3 of these pieces and your template, and you're going to line this up in that corner, because see, this piece is going to go right here. Now, if you're using designer series paper on the inside, again, you're going to have to do a little bit of thinking and figuring on which corner needs to be cut off. But I'm just using white. I'm going to line that up right in those corners. Again, let's go ahead and use the corner of my trimmer as my guide. Line these up in the crease. Start with your blade in the middle. And there you go. Now these pieces are scrap, but we may just use... No, they're not. Never mind. They're not scrap. We need these. All right. Set that aside. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get these pieces on here, because then they're just out of the way. I am a green glue fan, but I always tell people put it on thin by moving your hand quickly as you are as you're gluing. Put it on, move your hand. I think sometimes people in my classes are trying to be so precise with their glue that it ends up getting way thicker than it should. Okay, now this one is going that way, so you have to flip it. So there is a right and a wrong side at this point, but again, when you're using a solid color, it's really quite simple to figure out. Okay, now for these 2 pieces, which typically would go here, they're going to be too large, because you need room for that strawberry slush to show through. So you're going to trim off just a little under 1/4 inch, and I'm also going to cut that one because I may use it on the top there. So get these lined up. This gets a little tricky, but you want to go, what would that be? Like, math is hard. A little under 1/4. I don't know. A little under 1/4 inch. Let's go with that. Again, it's a pretty small cut, so I like to start with my blade in the middle. So that's about how much I trimmed off. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1/8, maybe? I don't know. Math. Math is hard when you get under those small numbers. It's a homemade card. It's not intended to be perfect. So I think I'm going to put this one here, just for a little interest on the inside. Again, if you are using directional paper, it adds another whole brain element, let's call it that, huh? The reason I've decided to use this little piece is because otherwise it would probably be trash. Okay, now this one is probably trash, but let's just wait and see. All right, we've got the inside somewhat done. All right, now I have cut, first of all, I stamped the Thankful Garden pansy because I felt like these sort of looked like pansies. I know they're really not, but I stamped the pansy, and you guys, I first did it on white, and then I used the masks and strawberry slush, but I do not like how that matches. So then I went ahead and did the same steps. I stamped on strawberry slush, used the blending brush and the masks, and then I used the die to cut what I could on this and fussy cut the rest. Okay, so, and then I cut using the stylish circles, stylish shapes, the second and third largest circle. This is the second largest circle. Okay, so I cut that out, and I'm going to pop these up on here. I think I might even, oh, I cannot find, there we go. I might even put a little strawberry slush on the edge. Now I could very lightly yeah, I'm just not sure that I like the way that matches. I was thinking I could brush this whole thing, but I'm not sure I love the way it matches. Now, full disclosure, it could be, excuse me, it could be that there's another color in that blending brush that is messing with the actual color, because I'm not always true to a separate brush for each color. So that's on me. Alright, so I popped those up. Yes, I had a thought there for a second. I also stamped a few of the leaves from that set on the strawberry slush. So let's tuck that under there. And let's tuck that one under there. Alright, and I want to set that aside. Then I cut the second largest circle out of strawberry slush and another one out of white. And this is going, I just did this backwards. I wanted these on the inside, but I popped them up. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, put a little color on the edge. This is the sentiment from the set that I chose to debut on for the summer retreat. So I eventually got there. The right words. And for this card, we're using to someone worth celebrating every single day. All right. I'm putting this on flat. Nope. Never mind. I'm putting this on here. Okay, so now I want to glue this, making sure it doesn't go outside the perimeter of my card. So a little adhesive on the bottom. Well, howdy ho. That's Kevin Thiessen calling me right in the middle of my video. Hey Kevin, I can't talk to you right now. I'm doing a video.
Funny. Tell everybody hi.
Kevin says hi.
Okay.
Okay, we want that one there. And, whoops. And this one is going to get tucked under here. Yeah, I think for my mistake, that worked out just fine. All right, but now I also want something popped up on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut another white off camera. Trust me that that's what I'm doing. Of course I have a little frog in my throat right now. So this is the third largest circle from that set. Let's go ahead. Notice that I haven't added any color to my brush. It's just whatever was in here from when I blended those flowers for the front. So just a very subtle color. Alright, then out of that same set, so the front says to someone worth celebrating every single day. Happy birthday. Nice and simple. Happy birthday. That reminds me right now of what's the Christmas movie? What's the movie I'm thinking of where they say happy birthday? But I think he's supposed to say Merry Christmas. Okay, I'm not remembering. Let's put a little bit of that on there. There. Okay. Now, this is going on here, nice and centered. I also think I need to, yeah, I was thinking this was crooked, but I think it's okay. All right, this is going on the inside, not popped up. That was the mistake that I made. I wanted these on the inside, but I think I do love them on the front now. Okay, so this is going on here, and it will fold down. I think I want it nice and centered, so I'm only going to put glue in the bottom quadrant. My husband would be proud of me if I called that a quadrant. Make sure there's no glue showing. Looks good. And to someone we're celebrating every single day, happy birthday. I love it. I love it. All right, now we also could add some bling. We could do rhinestones. We could do those. And we could add a butterfly. There's the strawberry slush or pearls. Okay, let's see. For sure, let's add a butterfly for Brenda. And we'll put that up here right in the leaf. How about just a little detail up there. Okay. And then I think I want to use these. They're fancy. These are the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. By the way, I got this idea from Rebecca Beck Hall, and ordered them here in the States off of Temu. Came in a pack of like 50, I think, for pretty inexpensive. So when I put this away, I'll give you another tip for using them. Alright, 2 there, and let's just put 3 on the front. Okay, so when I put them away, I've taken this out of that plastic folder, and I usually put this on top so I can see all of what's left. When I put them in my folder, I put them gems facing what I would call the front of the envelope, because then when I go to tuck this in, I'm not getting caught on any of the gems. Now, I've also tried the method of leaving the flap just folded in all the time, and I felt like they were falling out. So, alright. I feel like the inside needs a little something. What do you think? I think it could just be these leaves again. And there is another leaf in this set. Let's see. This one. So let's go ahead. This will drive some of you crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the same block. Let's do that. And then let's just do one here and one there. I think that's good. Alright, and the last thing is to always put your signature on the back. If you don't have a personalized stamp, you can always just put your initials. Alright, there you go. To someone worth celebrating every single day, happy birthday. Now you have room. This would be a good card for like a group, if everybody in the office had to sign the card, or if you want to write a nice letter. So, I will also go ahead and decorate an envelope. And I think I'm going to do the pansy. Remember, I am faux making it the match this. I don't know what the flower is on the 6x6 in color paper. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the summer online retreat.